During stressful situations, it's so easy to fall back into habits that we've been trying to break, such as smoking. Ryan Bartlett with the Tobacco Prevention and Control Program joining us today to talk about resources and ways to manage our stress, along with other tips to keep your summer smoke-free. Okay, let's talk about this. The pandemic is so stressful in so many ways, but what have you been seeing as people are trying to fight the urge to smoke, but for some it's just too much?
So we've kind of seen both things. We've seen some people unfortunately falling back into the habits of picking up a cigarette to deal with the stress, but we've also seen people who have, because of the pandemic, tried to change their habits and to kind of take a new lease on life, to take advantage of the situation and to stop smoking.
Ryan, I love that people are taking the opportunity because everything's different. So with everything different, let's try to change things up. And the summer can provide that opportunity as well. So kind of talk about this new campaign you guys are starting off to help the summer be healthier for everyone.
So we're launching a campaign called Smoke Free Summer. And basically what we're trying to do is to help remind people that, you don't necessarily have to wait until the new year to make a New Year's resolution to quit. We want to find a silver lining in this current situation with the pandemic where people can, reach inward and find the strength to quit smoking. And some of the things that we're encouraging them to do are to find a hobby, something that they can take up during this pandemic, like hiking or exercising or doing yoga, deep breathing practices, reading, things like that that help distract them from the urge to pick up a cigarette.
Now, I know you guys have so many resources online and on the phone for people to get, but talk about some of the tips you tell people. I like the idea of getting a habit, but what should someone do if they're in that moment where they just so desperately need something? What are some of the ideas you share with people to try to deflect them in that moment to be able to say no?
So something that a lot of people don't realize is the urge to smoke a cigarette usually goes away in 3 to 5 minutes. So if you have an urge to pick up a cigarette and start smoking, that craving for nicotine, if you just delay for 3 to 5 minutes, then that urge will usually pass. So finding something to distract yourself and delay that 3 to 5 minutes that urge will usually pass during that time.
I love that, 3 to 5 minutes. That's really not that long at all. Let's talk about how you guys encourage people to reach out to those around us if we really need some support, especially during everything that's going on anytime, but especially right now.
Yeah, so one of the biggest strengths in helping people quit smoking is to have a friend or a group that you can turn to encourage you if you slip up and smoke or use tobacco while you're trying to quit. You don't look at yourself as a failure. You reach out to your support group or your friend for some encouragement, and that support system is oftentimes enough for you to get back on the track to quitting.
Okay, let's talk about the resources, your website, the hotline, so many good things at people's disposal to use. Kind of talk about the resources you guys offer.
So anybody looking to quit tobacco, we encourage you to visit our website at waytoquit.org. There you can find resources like a quit coach online, nicotine replacement therapy and things like that, just tips to quit. Or you can call 1-800-QUIT-NOW and you can speak with somebody about getting these resources.
Okay, Ryan, so let's remind everyone one more time. It's the summer, things are different, and now is the time to make some changes.
That's right. We hope that everybody who has that desire to quit is able to take this time to do that.
Okay, Ryan Bartlett with the Tobacco Prevention and Control Program joining us. We appreciate your time today. And again, if you want to find those resources that he just talked about, you can find them online at abc4.com. Ryan, thanks so much.
Thank you.